Like, I'm proud of the fact that I'm grassroots, but the issue is they're going to come after us next. They're taking down Fox News first, then it's Rush Limbaugh, and all the idiots are going to cheer. So many talk show hosts I know are like jealous. They go, good, I hope they shut down Fox. I hope they shut down Limbaugh. I'm like, are you a moron? You're not in a free country when this type of crap's going on behind the scenes. Next, they're going to start killing us. And then we're going to have to fight back. And then it's the civil war they want. And then we've let them push us into something we didn't want to do. We wanted to fix this country peacefully. But I will tell everybody this. I'm not somebody that shoots my mouth off. Everybody knows that. But I'm not going to sit here and watch people become political prisoners and crap. I mean, it's just not happening. And so I'm here affecting the future information warfare battle space. Just letting everybody know there's a coup going on in America by the criminals that already hijacked it, who are now trying to shut down any opposition because they can't stand against us. They're weak, they're empty, they're hollow, they can and will be defeated if you simply take action. And you saw that crowd almost unanimously boo the fake Texan Ted Cruz. And the reason I say that is everything about him's fake. He wears cowboy boots and blue jeans and cowboy hats when he's in Texas. And we don't allow people in Texas. We don't put up with stuff like that New York Yankee up there. Ooh, this guy's from north of New York. It's disgusting. Again, it's divisional politics. Oh, Trump's attacking women. Oh, Trump doesn't like us Texans. It is so patronizing to people. This guy is all hat and no cattle. It is so frustrating to me. I mean, it really is. It's just. It's a get-up. It's an outfit. And all these little Republicans with their Texas shirts on, their Texas hats, selling the idea of authentic Texans. These are not Texans. These are buffoons. And, I see them on the floor, and I want to absolutely ask them, what is your major problem, man? Don't try to steal the popular vote. You're pledged to come here for Donald Trump. Instead, you want to sabotage it and blow everything up politically for Hillary Clinton. You are cult members. You are idiots. You are morons. You are shameful. And at least take the Texas shirts off. God, please. I want to vomit. Okay, I want to go to this Nigel Farage clip. We're going to skip this network break so we have more time. Briefly here, we do need funding, obviously. And you can see that we're putting everything to the enemy that we can and really leading the way as an example for others, regardless of whatever happens to InfoWars down the road, to defeat the globalist. But everybody should be spreading the word about the videos, the articles, the information. I know you are. It's having a huge effect. Keep it going. We've got a lot of different specials and discounts. We started being a dealer for Oakley sunglasses and Oakley gear because I love it. And then we have a connection to the folks we get our optics from and things. So I love Oakley. In fact, I have a pair of Oakleys in my bag that I even forgot to bring out of the bag today. Something like 92% of all sunglasses are made in Italy, and that's fine. I'm all for nice Italian sunglasses, but Oakley's are not. And so, and Oakley has a lot of its operations based here in the United States. It's some of the only competition out there. I love it, and I love classic designs by them. I think for the price, they're a lot better than some of the really expensive. Oh, you guys are awesome. We've got a whole crew in here editing and uploading videos, kicking ass, by the way. So sometimes you're going to hear some background noise. In fact, I almost just have folks talk. It'd be like in a newsroom, with the typewriters going, to show folks what's going on here as we overlook the convention. But continuing here, I want to go to this report. The fact is, I'm not going to even sit here and belabor the products that are at InfoWarsStore.com, whether storable foods, Hillary for Prison shirts, really great optics, G-Shock watches, Oakley products. A lot of times we have some of the lowest prices out there, or the lowest. A lot of times we're competitively priced, whether it's our non-GMO seed center, thousands of different items, InfoWarsStore.com, shortwave radio systems, really great solar panel systems and base control units that are, hands down, for the price, the best bang for your buck you're going to find from our research. InfoWarsStore.com, InfoWarsLife.com, or call toll-free 888-253-3139. And I tell you, we are selling out of the Hillary for Prison shirts as fast as we can get them printed up right here in the good old U.S. of A. because people now see the power of them on the streets. In some cases, a third of the folks in the streets are wearing them here in Cleveland. We're seeing the chants everywhere that are going on all over the place. Is that now in the store? I want double check that. Yeah, thank you. But that's a great point, dude. And you're now seeing the chants on the floor of Hillary for prison, Hillary for prison, Hillary for prison, put her in prison. And it's showing that the RNC would never want somebody like me to go speak in there. I actually wouldn't want to go speak in there because that's still establishment run to a great extent. They always act like I want to get in there. I already was offered the Fox News shows. I've already hosted shows on Discovery Channel and History Channel. I've already been in movies and all that crap. It means nothing. It's this illusion that somehow we're going to arrive. If I could only go speak in there and be on national TV, oh, it'd be so wonderful. It doesn't do anything. What I love is seeing Joe Biggs, out there trying to rescue the flag from a bunch of admitted communists that want to overthrow and want to put everybody in forced labor camps in their own manifesto. I mean, this is the hardcore revolutionary communist party here in the U.S. I mean, these are nasty people, folks. I love being out here and, being able to try to take the high ground from the communists and, having them attack me and to show what scum they are. I absolutely love being out here with the real people, not all the mummy rhino people that are hanging on by their fingernails to their whole system that's collapsing. And that's what this populism is about. And I know you get that. But I would rather any day just be with the average grassroots, hardworking people. I don't care whether they're poor black folks or poor white people or just middle-class folks or nouveau riche patriots. I don't care. It's so good to be around real people. It's so good to be around laid-back, decent, real people instead of these folks that are absolute mummies. And you look at the liberals, they are a bunch of brainwashed trendies, scared to death, following whatever the latest fad is from The Daily Show. They're a joke. These people are not Americans. These people aren't even really alive or awake, in my view. But let me tell you who is alive and awake. Nigel Farage. Last night at like 9:30, Roger Stone goes, hey, just talk to Nigel Farage. He wants to, have a drink with you. But actually, I'd heard that earlier in the day, but then later, I guess he took a nap. He says, oh, now it's back on. You want to meet him? And so, and there's been some other meetings and stuff, but I can't get into those. Some of the stuff's Fight Club, 2 rules of Fight Club. Don't talk about Fight Club. But this meeting, I can talk about. But I'm sitting there with my crew in the dark street coming down, and I see Nigel Farage smoking a cigarette with Roger Stone out front. And I go, there he is. Because, for me, it's like a rock star. And this guy really is changing the face of things and putting up with so many threats and so many death threats, and is the fastest growing party in Europe, fastest growing party in the UK. It's like Ron Paul / Donald Trump / InfoWars movement against the New World Order. And so, I'm so excited to meet a winner like this. And he thinks it's paparazzi or something. Kind of runs back in. But then I went down in the basement with him, hung out, and we had dinner down there. And it was really, really amazing to just meet Nigel Farage and the rest of his crew that are just regular people and that have bucked the system and have bucked the demonization and have come through it stronger on the other side. It was truly amazing. This is a 7-minute clip, but we got multiple interviews with him. Leanne did, Margaret did, Kit Daniels did, a lot of the folks did. We've got over an hour of footage that's going to be out in the next few days on Nigel Farage, getting into so many subjects. But bottom line, we can title this when we re-upload it to YouTube, this particular deal, the George Washington of the UK talks to InfoWars, because this is amazing. And if we make people like Nigel Farage, the new rock stars, when our country was really great, it was the trailblazers. It was the trackers. It was the Lewis and Clarks. It was the trailblazers. It was the innovators. It was the inventors that were the stars. And Edward Bernays wrote in 1921, you can read it in his book, Propaganda, but he wrote letters in the early 20s that were later put in his book in the 30s, Propaganda, that, hey, America's great because it's people like George Washington, and it's people like Davy Crockett, and it's people like Lewis and Clark, and it's people like, the great inventor that invented thousands of things, and including capturing electricity, you name it. And, of course, that was Benjamin Franklin. Total genius. And they said, listen, people know how to fix things, they know how to fight, they know how to read, they're totally independent, You don't want that. You want to make it with this new thing called Hollywood. You want to merge that with the politicians and make yourselves the new royalty, have red carpets like your royalty, come in like your God, and then make the people worship you, and then you'll take their culture away from them. And they've done it. That's who they are. Here is the clip.
You bravely led Britain out of the EU. Do you think that Donald Trump could lead that type of resistance here in the U.S.?
That's for you to judge. I don't know the answer to that. I mean, clearly, he has taken on the establishment in Washington and inside his own party, and I'm going to be fascinated to see tomorrow what he's got to say, and kind of how he says it too.
Leanne McAdoo with Infowars.com here in Cleveland covering the Republican National Convention. And we got word that there's a surprise visitor in town. Brexit mastermind Nigel Farage is here. Of course, he played a key role in Britain's decision to leave the EU. We're going to find out if he thinks Donald Trump has what it takes to help lead America outside of the clutches of globalist powers. All right, so talk to me a little bit about the rise in nationalism that we're seeing globally. So many people are saying it's racism, xenophobia, rather than citizens wanting to rise up, reclaim their sovereignty from global powers. So what do you really see is behind Brexit and other countries?
Well, what I've seen is several decades of big politics, big government, treating democracy with contempt, treating anybody that was even vaguely patriotic about their country and their identity as somehow being really absolutely awful. I mean, what a dreadful thing for people to do. I've seen an international political order that has led us into an endless series of foreign wars, which in many cases have made things worse, not better. And at the heart of all of it, corporatism, the big international businesses virtually owning politics, and the rich getting massively richer and the ordinary Joe being left behind. So things have gone badly wrong. And I think people have become very unhappy about this. They recognize this, and they're beginning to find political opportunities to express that. And Brexit was exactly that. Brexit was, despite everybody threatening us, everyone telling us it'd be a terrible mistake, the British people said, to hell with you. We want to take back power over our lives, and that's actually what it's about. That's what this reassertion of democracy is really about.
Right, and we saw so much fear being put out there, so many naysayers, so many doomsayers, really kind of warning the rest of the world, don't you dare think about reclaiming your sovereignty. What do you see would be the effect of Brexit for the world?
Well, what Brexit shows, firstly, is that any campaign can win. Any campaign can win. You can beat the big guys, you can beat the establishment if you inspire ordinary people to engage in a democratic process. That's the first thing. And secondly, I just have a feeling that things aren't ever going to be quite the same again.
Yes.
I think it's such a fundamental, it's not just a British event, it's not just a European event, it is an event of global significance. And that's good. We need change. I mean, unless people think that voting can change things, why would you ever bother to vote?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And so now you're here in Cleveland at the Republican National Convention. Donald Trump was just named as the Republican nominee. Are you here to endorse Donald Trump?
No, I'm not. And that would be a terrible mistake. You know, after all, President Obama engaged himself in British politics and had the counter effect. I'm not an American. I'm not an American voter. I'm here watching, a part of your democratic process with great interest. But I'm also here bringing a message from the Brexit campaign that if you can reach the hearts and minds of ordinary people, you can change anything.
And what do you think a Donald Trump administration would bring not only to our relationships with our oldest ally, but to the rest of the world?
Well, I think that remains to be seen. I mean, clearly Trump is fighting on an America First ticket. And there's a feeling that maybe the interests of ordinary Americans need putting higher up the food chain than perhaps they've been under the last couple of administrations. So we'll have to see. As far as we're concerned, I mean, look, let's be honest about it. You know, the UK and the USA, we are pretty much, we have been for a long time, the closest allies in the world. You know, we've stood together through some pretty heavy stuff. And frankly, if we hadn't done that in the 20th century, the world would be a much darker place than it is today. I believe that what we've done is to free ourselves from this political club, and we can now come and talk to you about